yes.
Okay, you're afraid of my face. Don't trust my face. Right? I'm checking how strong you are. Right? Okay, tell me. Water, H2O, electron, proton, neutrons, which constitute water. These three things, they are entity-wise one or different? Okay, entity-wise one. Why? Because they are nothing. We point to the same object and you explain it differently. Right? You, in your mind, they appear as different, but it's the same object. Because the same object, we say entity-wise same. Isolated-wise one different. These three things. Different. You're getting it? There are three different isolates. Don't forget it. There are three different isolates. Isolates means there are three different perceptions. Subjective perception. Three different subjective perceptions. Because of three different perceptions, there are three different emotions arising. Three different emotions arising.
Why the emotional difference?
Huh?
Why the emotional difference?
Because the emotions meaning the feelings. The feelings, they are triggered by what? Triggered by the from the five omnipresent mental factors. What is that? This feeling is triggered by the discrimination. Discrimination is subjective thinking. Subjective thinking, that is perception. So with the perception of this is water, a very pleasant feeling comes to you. H2O, just hydrogen, oxygen. So what? Electron, protons is even worse. Right? But three perceptions are correct. But these perceptions, these three different perceptions, they give rise to three different feelings. Right? When you see this as water, you feel like drinking it. When you see this electron proton, you don't feel like drinking it.
That from the mind?
They're all from the perception, yes.
Yeah, the mind.
Exactly. So these are just the perceptions. Now, very good. Okay, tell me. Say, now the point is, okay, let's say, right, okay, what is this? Table, right? Okay, and who knows the best about the table? Wooden table? Carpenters. So, convention of the table. What is a table? What should be a formal table? What should be a dining table? What should be what?
Kitchen table.
Kitchen table. And what should be?
Garden.
Huh? Garden table. Who knows it best? Table carpenters or the expert in the table, right? The interior designers. They know the best. Okay, now tell me. Interior designers, they may not necessarily be philosophers. Do you agree with me or not?
Yes.
Right? Interior designers, they may not be good philosophers. They may not be philosophers in the first place. Okay. Now, if I ask them, okay, I want the table for my kitchen. Then I invite them, and I don't know what kind of table it is. What is convention? You know, what kind of table? Square, small one, right? Or say the what? The flat one, right? The flat table, or what? For the particular for this one, what do you call it? There's the tall chair, huh? Tall chair where the people they drink. Bar table, right? So bar table should not be too flat, right? So I have no clue. So I have to invite the expert. What expert? The interior designer expert. So I invite him. And he said, okay, you want what table? Table for kitchen. I said, yes. Okay, then he says, okay, this is the right one. This is the trend of the kitchen table, right? And then I see you say, let's say this is the table. Then I ask him, oh, where's the table? Where's my table, kitchen table? He said, it's right in front of you. Which one? The top plank? Or the legs? Which is the kitchen table? What is his answer?
All of it.
Top leg is the table? No. Legs are the table? No. Then he will say that something's wrong with you. He will say something's wrong with you. You're getting it? Which means that why he could not give the answer. Why he could not give the answer is because my question crossed the border of the convention of the table. My question crossed the border of the convention. Who knows the convention of the table the best? Interior designer. right? Now they could not give the answer, which means that I've crossed the border of the conventionality of the table. For example, the neuroscientist or the biologist who talks about the human physiology and so forth, right? Oh, how the human brain works, and how does the oxygen being carried from the one part, and then suddenly you ask a question, how the electrons they affect the neutrons, right? What is the bond between the electrons and the nucleus? Then they have no clue, right? So this question has already crossed the border of the biology. It's not discussed in the biology. But this question is very appropriate question. Appropriate meaning this is a very correct question. But this question cannot be answered in the biology border, within the border of the biology, studies of biology. It should be answered by the physicists, not by the biologists. Right? Okay. So the point is that the moment you cross the convention of the table makers or the interior designers, you cross the border of the conventionality. What's the opposite of conventionality? Huh? Ultimate, absolute. You're getting it? You're looking for the ultimate. When you cross the border of conventionality, you're looking for the ultimate. You're getting it? Okay. Don't forget it. First, before we go further, I should make sure that you understood it. My question is, say, if you ask a question, which is the table? The first atoms on the table plank, they are the table, or the atoms on the legs of the table, which constitute the legs of the table, they are the table, which is table? If I ask this question to the interior designer who is not a philosopher, what is his answer? He has no answer. Which means your question has already crossed the border of conventionality of the table. You're getting it? If you cross the border of conventionality of the table, you go into which domain? Ultimate. You go to the ultimate domain. You're getting it? Good. Don't forget it. Don't forget this. Now, what is this? Flower. Right? Okay. Group A and Group B. Two groups now. Group A, Group B. Group A looks at it through your naked eyes. Group B looks at this through your electron microscope. What is electron microscope in Hebrew?
Also electron.
Same. Okay, electron microscope. So Group B looks at it through electron microscope. Group A looks at it through naked eyes. Okay. My question to you: hey, Group A, what is this? Hey, Group B, what is this?
Atoms.
Millions of atoms, billions of atoms. Okay, good. Now my next question. You speak about the flower, either flower or no flower, right? Okay, Group A, what is this?
Flower.
Group B, what is this? No flower. You're getting it? Don't forget it. It's just atoms. No atom is a flower. So no flower. Okay. Group A, you see this as a flower. Group B, you see this as a no flower. Group B, you see this millions of atoms as well as no flower. So now I'm more interested in the flower, no flower, not about the atoms, right? So what is this? Flower, no flower? No flower. No means empty. Empty flower. So Group A sees this as a flower. You getting it? Okay. Which of the two perception accords with the conventionality of the flower? The first one. Say, if I'm a florist. Florists are not necessarily philosophers. You get me? Right? Florists are so good in talking about the flowers, but they are not necessarily philosophers. So imagine I'm a florist who has no exposure to philosophy. So you ask me, please get me a good flower. Yes, I'll get you the best of flower. This is the best of flower here. I give you this. And you ask me, it's just atoms. It's just atoms. Where's the flower? It's just billions of atoms, right? Where's the flower? Then what will I say?
Go out of here.
Huh?
You're drunk. Doctor.
Either, if I'm gentle, I will say I have no answer. If I'm not gentle, I may say something's wrong with you. Right? You have to go to medical hospital. Which means that what you have said is correct, but it is beyond the convention of the florist. Right? Beyond the convention of the florist. So because it is beyond the convention of the florist, you entered into which domain? Hey, ultimate domain. You're getting it? Okay, you go into the ultimate domain. Now, what you are seeing is the object. What is seeing this is the, okay, two things. What is seen and what sees. What sees is the subject. What is seen is the object. You getting it? Now, so when you look at through electron microscope, what sees? What is seen? Absence of flower, emptiness of flower. What sees the emptiness of flower? Your mind, your subject mind. That subject mind, which sees the emptiness of flower, that crosses the conventionality of the flower. It crosses the conventionality of the flower. You getting it? Because it crosses the conventionality of the flower, it reaches the which domain? Ultimate domain. So your mind which sees this emptiness of flower, this is known as ultimate analysis. Whereas group A, you look at with your naked eyes, what do you see? You see the conventional flower. You see the flower which accords with the conventional flower. So your mind is known as conventional analysis. You getting it? So group A, you are looking at this object through which analysis? Conventional analysis or ultimate analysis? Conventional. Group B, you are looking at this through which analysis?
Ultimate analysis.
Ultimate analysis. Okay, tell me, what does it mean by ultimate analysis?
Crossing the line.
Analysis which crosses the border of the conventionality of the flower. Right? When do you cross the conventionality to the border of the... When you cross the border of the conventionality to the flower? When the florist can... Although your question is correct, but the florist cannot give answer. Florists, they know the conventionality of the flower the best, yet they cannot give answer, which means that you have crossed the border of the conventionality of the flower, right? So medically speaking, when you go to a medical doctor, right? Medical doctor, then they diagnose something, and then they see that it's a very general physician. General physician, what's the problem with your heart, lungs, and so forth, and then see that there's some microbes. Then they will send you to the specialist, right? Because this is beyond our area, so this is going deeper. So they'll send you to the specialist. Okay. So likewise, if there is you have some pain, you go to the general physician, and general physician discover that you have a dislocation. The spinal cord dislocation. When discover that, they will send you to the orthopedics, right? Because this is not the area. So they diagnose that, and they will send you to repair it or to fix it. They will send you to the specialist. Likewise, the florists who know the convention of the flowers the best. Yet when you say that there's no flower, it's just the electrons, protons, neutrons, so forth, that is not his area. So you have crossed the border of the conventionality of the flower. So crossing the border of conventionality of the flower, you reach which domain? Where you reach the ultimate domain of the flower. You getting it? Okay. So now, group A, what is this? Flower. Group B, what is this? Emptiness of the flower. No flower, emptiness of the flower. Group A, you are looking at this object through which analysis? Conventional analysis. Group B, you are looking at this through which analysis? Ultimate analysis. You getting it? Okay. Now, what's the difference? What's the obvious difference between these two groups? Perception is different.
One is from the object. No.
Perception is different, right? One sees this is the same object as a flower, other sees the same object as emptiness of flower. You getting it? Perception is different. Perception is opposite. One sees this is a flower, one says there's no flower there. These two are opposite perceptions. Yes, no? Yes? Okay. Same. Perception is opposite, but the object is the same. Right? So which of the two perceptions is correct? Flower is correct? Or the absence of flower is correct?
Both.
It can't be both. Because these two opposite things. Or the object, they are not two opposite things. They are only one thing.
Ultimate truth and conventional truth.
Okay, now let's say that your perceptions are different. You agree with me? You see this as a flower, you see this as emptiness of flower. If you remove the two perceptions, what is there?
Flowers.
Huh?
Both.
Huh? Both? No. So flower is only when you use the conventional analysis. You remove the conventional analysis. And emptiness of flower only when you use the ultimate analysis. Ultimate analysis, you remove it. So what is there? If you remove the two analysis. This is very important. You getting it? This is very important. When you remove the two subjects, from the object was there, nothing is there. Emptiness of the objective existence. You getting it? You remove the two subjects, what is there? Nothing is there.
Why? But what about the entity, the object?
Okay. So what is that object?
Flower.
Okay, flower is only when you see this with the conventional analysis.
But that's why we spoke about isolates and entities.
No, what I'm saying is the flower. Do you understand that this is what you have seen through your conventional analysis? If you remove the conventional analysis, you will never see this as a flower.
So a baby wouldn't see anything? A baby that has no perception yet. A baby, he will jump on it, he will not see anything.
He will see something.
He will see something.
Whereas the baby is not a baby. Baby is not a baby.
He doesn't.
Don't forget it. Rimi, baby is not a baby. I'll share you an anecdote. Baby is not a baby. Right? I'll share you an anecdote. Once somebody sent me a clip. It's a beautiful clip. Video clip. He is a toddler. Toddler meaning age 1 or 2. Age 1 or 2. In the toddler's chair. Toddler chair with a table, right? Very tiny. Then the mother gives him, some food. He looks at it and throws this, reject it. Then the mother gives something ice cream, right? He looks at it, he rejects it. Anything, noodles, anything they're given, he rejects everything, and then he started to cry. Finally, mother brings alcohol on the table. He looks at it. Wow, he was so happy.
He was addicted.
Is not a toddler. It's an addicted person from the past life. It's not a toddler. So the baby is not a baby. Don't forget it. You got the answer.
Yeah.
Right? The baby is not a baby.
Sure.
Yeah. Right? So therefore, I myself, when I was very young, I think age maybe is 5, 6, around that age, you wouldn't believe, right? Once I was hospitalized when I was age 5, 6, into school, in a boarding school, hospitalized, and then I was discharged. I went back to my own home. And at home, all the children, they all were in the school. They were all in the classrooms. So in the home, I happened to bump in and no one was there. And then to my surprise, I saw that all the children, they were distributed knew the towels. And the towels, many of them were pink in color. Pink color. And they were so beautiful, the pink color. So when I was age 5, 6, my favorite color was pink. So I thought that now I could see that very likely in past life I was a girl. So, right? So this is, okay. Right? So what I'm saying is that a baby is not a baby. Toddler is not a toddler. Right? He or she has brought all these imprints, rich imprints from the past. Right? Baby is not a baby. Okay. With this, the point is, okay, for the time being, at least try to get this. And this is, how long did it take for us to understand this? That you take out the first ultimate analysis, conventional analysis. Then you see the object. You see the object differently. And you take out the two analysis, what is there? You said nothing. So this, to reach to this level, how long did it take us?
1 hour? 20 minutes.
20 minutes, 15 minutes, right? Well, 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, we're talking about emptiness. And people are studying for years and years, like 20 years, not 20 minutes. 20 years they're studying. You're getting it? So, therefore, the point is we try to get to what is being said there. It is not necessary that you should be convinced. At this point, if you're convinced, it's amazing. Buddha remained silent for how many days? 49 days. Buddha remained silent, right? And I so audaciously, started to teach on this. In 20 minutes, we learned this, and you get it. It's amazing. It's going to be a world record. Yeah, it's going to be a world record, of course. So the point is, you have to know what these points, what I said, these points, and then these points are like the keys for us to reflect more, and then finally imbibe. Wow, it's amazing, right? What you see is saying, this is a flower there, this is there. This is all coming from our, like this toddler who's not a toddler. Toddler who's not a toddler, right? Who's so happy with the wine. You're getting it? So happy with wine. Who taught him to be so happy with the wine? Who taught him? Nobody taught him. He brought it from the past life. Likewise, there's a flower there. You remove the two subjects. Convention analysis, unanalysis. What is it? Flowers there. This is what we brought from the past life. Addiction to believing in things as objectively real. You're getting it? And if you feel it, something is there, this is what is bound to happen. Even if it happens, it doesn't matter. So because that it becomes very clear in your mind, yeah, this is happening. This is known as self-grasping ignorance, which grasps at the self-foot of the flower to be objectively real. You're getting it? Okay. So this, if you identify it, you are very lucky that.
If I'm looking at it and I don't understand what is it, it's not a flower and it's not anything.
Okay, let's say.
Clock.
Don't say clock. Imagine that we came from, 5,000 years ago, suddenly dropped in this planet Earth, and then you are shown this. We have no idea what clock is, right? What will we see?
I don't know.
Number.
You will not see number. You have no clue what number is, right?
Meta.
If someone asks you what is 2 plus 2, you have no clue.
Photography frame.
Huh? No photograph. You even haven't seen a photograph.
I say shapes.
Huh?
I say shapes. Shapes.
Exactly. You just see a solid object. That's it.
Yeah.
You just see a solid object. That's it. You don't see it as a clock. You don't see it as for the numbers. Nothing. You just see it as something black there inside, because they know what black is. When the hair is black, they know what black is. Something black is there, right? And then something round is there, because they have seen the round pebbles. Something round is there. Something solid is there. This much. You getting it? But they are seeing something, and yet they are seeing what? We look at this. We see this as cloud. 5,000 years ago, people, they look at it. You look, there's just a solid object. Finish. You getting it? But although we are more sophisticated, but we are equally primitive in seeing the same object as object real. Even though we are very sophisticated, we still see this object real. This is how primitive we are. This is what binds us in samsara. They also see this as the objective real, solid object. We see the objective real, clock. Right?
What about the functionality?
We see a functionality. They don't see the functionality. We see the objectively existent functionality. Right? So the point is that they still see something according to their own conventions. We see this with our own convention, more sophisticated convention. But one is common between us and them is that we see this as objectively real. This is a common thing.
It depends what we are saying that is real. What is real?
The thing is, do they become angry? The people 5,000 years ago. Of course, right? Anger is negative thought.
Yeah.
Anger, attachment, all these things underground is what? Believing in things as objectively real. Right? So therefore, that thing is common between us and them. Seeing this as a clock, seeing this just a solid object, that may differ. For us, this is a clock, very beneficial object. For them, they may use it as the word veg,
A game.
not as a game or like a game, to throw to hit another thing, right?
So how is it right to see it?
And
What how it is right to see it? It's an object.
So what is the right way to look at this object? Okay, what is the right way of looking at it? So they are, so you look at it depending on your way. One is, say, you look at it in one way, and what is the consequence? What's the consequence, right? So you look at it as a clock. That's very useful for me to know that it's 12 o'clock. It's time for lunch, right? So then there's a benefit. Whereas if I see this just a solid object, which, okay, if there is, somebody else coming to harm me, I hit them. just for that purpose. I see this just a solid object, then the benefit is much trivial. Whereas see this clock is very sophisticated. And then if I see it's empty of objectively existing clock, the benefit is even more. You getting it?
Why?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So how, if we see this empty of object existence, how it has the maximum benefit? Is your question?
Yeah.
Okay. This is waking up. Waking up. See, in the dream, your mother brings a cheesecake as your birthday gift. You're happy?
In a dream.
Yes. Very happy. And then a cat is there. Usually you like this cat, your pet cat, right? It's a cute cat. Now it's no more cute. The cat jumps on the cheesecake. You're very angry, right? You're very angry, very sad, and you chase the cat. Okay. So, and then your mother replaces this with another fresh cake. You're very happy. You're getting it? So all this overall episode is happening where? In the dream. Right? So the content of the dream affects you in the dream.
Yeah.
Right? Cheesecake is not real cheesecake. The cat is not a real cat. It's all your dream. Still they affect you. As long as you're in the dream, you're affected. You getting it? Affected means you have no control. That cheesecake, dream cheesecake pulls you. The dream cat pushes you. Right? Attachment, aversion, pull and push happening in the dream. So this pull and push will continue till when?
wake up.
Till you are in the dream. The moment you wake up, this pull and push will stop. Which is better? Pull and push in the dream is better, or wake up and pull and push stops? Which is better? Wake up. You're getting it? So when you see emptiness, you wake up. The involuntary pull and push stops.
Yeah, but still the clock is a clock.
This is when you're looking from the...
Your dream.
Look.
No, but
When you are
No,
in
listen.
if I'm alive,
Listen. Limor, right? Limor, listen. Now, say, when I say, still this is a cloud. Who is saying this?
me,
Limor is saying this. Limor's body is saying this. Limor's mind is saying this.
mine.
Limor's mind is saying this. Limor's mind is, with respect to this cloud, this is conventional analysis, ultimate analysis. Only with the conventional analysis you see this is a clock. You're getting it? This conventional analysis is creating all the dreams. Is another dream.
Yes, but still,
So say,
but still,
this is a clock.
this is a clock.
This is a clock.
I can be not attached to him, and it
Yes.
can be functional.
Remember, in the dream, I show you this, in the dream, right? And I say that this is a clock, you said yes. And I say this is a dream, you still say that this is a clock, right? And I'm not attached to this, you say this. You'll say this in the dream. I'm not attached to this. But still it's a clock. You wake up, oh, even the clock was just coming from my mind. You getting it?
How is
In the dream?
See the clock.
No, you see this clock because you're still in the dream.